Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. Today I feel like coloring, and I'm going to pull out my pan pastels. All right, now I thought today I would look to see, wait, oh, there's a lag, that's why, on my phone. I'm waiting to see how this looks on my phone to see how well you're going to be able to see what I'm doing. Good morning, Gail. How are you this morning? I purchased pan pastels because I was enabled by Dee Dee Willingham. It's not really her fault. It's me. When I see different art genres, I guess you could say, a lot of them I just want to try and see how I would do with it. And that's on me. That's really not on anybody else. There is a very rare occasion that I see some kind of, you're good? Okay, that's wonderful. Um, hey, Candy, how are you this morning? Are you feeling better? I hope. Carla, good morning, Carla. Hi. Um, there are a couple of things that I had no interest in, but there really are only just really a couple of things. So I don't use these often. I'm glad I have them. I don't have a lot. I don't even remember what I purchased way back when, probably a couple of sets and then maybe some individuals. The thing I don't like about the set is that you get some repeats, and there's so much product in each little pan. Um, Gosh, it could last you a lifetime and then some, you know? Okay, so Candy's feeling a little better, and they're sending her to a specialist. Okay, sweetie. Gosh, it's nice to see you, Carla. I hope you're doing well. So my plan is to just base coat in my colors and then I will spray it with a fixative and then come back in with colored pencil and you work on some detail. That's the plan. Now with the pan pastels, they recommend that you use their little spongy applicators. And so you can purchase these little blue handle. They're like little palette knives, and these little things slip on like socks. But these are very delicate, and so you're okie dokie. That's good. This one has, of course, a little pointed end, which is kind of nice to try to get into little tiny areas. I also purchased, I thought I had two of these, but I only see one in my drawer here where I keep these. They call them soft. I don't know if that'll clear up enough for you to see. It's SOFFT. And these just little applicators clip in. I'm doing this left-handed, which is not a good idea. I need to use my right hand. So you kind of pinch those and it snaps in. It almost looks like an eyeshadow sponge, kind of. But these are nice for bigger areas where you're just trying to fill in. Okay, so I have those. And then there's one that's shaped like this, which I don't have too much of these. Now, I did just recently clean my sponges. They don't look clean. Some of them still do have a little bit of maybe color on them, but you're supposed to be able to just go like this with a paper towel and clean them up. But like my bigger ones here, see how stained this is? I didn't want to get a lot of soap in there. So I rinsed them. Hey, Kimberly. Thank you, Kimberly. She's officially old. Okay. So this one's just a different shape. But like Dee Dee has said in the past, you really have to take your time to get them on. See, that's a tight fit. but these will tear. See, I've used this one quite a bit. I don't know if you can see, but it's all kind of like peely. I don't know if I'm going to force that one in. I mean, that's the side. That's the. I don't really need to use that one. I don't think. I don't think they shrink, but now Dee Dee says, and I trust her because she knows a lot of stuff. And if you don't know who, if some of the replayers don't know who I'm talking about, you need to check out Dee Dee Willingham. She has a wonderful channel. You did? I haven't been into my email. I will check. Thank you, Kimberly. That is so sweet. I had a surprise visit for my son and his fiance yesterday, and our daughter was here Thursday afternoon, so that was nice. Thank you, Candy. See there, that one got on. So they're all just little applicators, but they really say that you can't just use a regular makeup applicator, that these are, yeah, it does disintegrate over time. But I would say, if you have these and you don't have any of this stuff, you may want to just, do a little experimenting, see how it goes. So when I was working up my thumbnail in the program that I use, I'm going to put some of this away. I don't think I'm going to need all these. Let's keep out a couple of different ones. Now I have a couple that I haven't used yet either. See, I've got these in reserve. Yeah, and I'm just using, yeah, right, Gail, because that pastel paper is got a little bit of a roughness to it. Yeah, I didn't think about that before, Gail. Gail, you're so smart. Yeah, that would really chew them up. But anywho, put these little extras away. When I was working on my thumbnail, I used this Adobe Express program, and I wanted to put in some color book pages without having to go to a different place and pull up my own photos. And it's just easier if I can use that little program. And this picture came up, and I just think she's darling. So I don't know who drew her. There's no identifying. Angela, how are you? How nice to see you. How's life going for you, sweetie pie? See, I'm really not on social media too terribly much, especially Facebook. I just go there and play my game. I don't really check around, but every once in a while I'll see Angela's pretty little face pop up. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to, oh, we're happy to have you. It's so nice to see you. And then these larger sponges, you kind of use these as a little palette where you can mix. I'm not too good with mixing stuff, so I usually kind of use them straight up. So I have a flesh tone, so I'm going to be using that. And like I said, I haven't used them for a very long time. So there might be a little bit of a relearning curve for me. You did? I have to check. I haven't gone back. I'm just so terrible. Yesterday was so busy because our son was here. We went to the pool. They came back home with us. We played a card game for a little while. Then we had to pack them up, and they had to head out. And so then Hubs went and ran, got some dinner for us, and I fell asleep. I fell asleep in my chair. Woke up to watch another disappointing Phillies game. Oh my gosh, they're falling apart, but whatever. So this picture came up and I just loved it, so I was able to print it off. So here we go. I can't really tell what's in the background. A lot of these pictures you'll think, what the heck is that? I have no idea. So what I'm thinking is I want to do green eyes. I'll do light skin, red hair, I'm kinda I'm thinking maybe a darker blue for her hat, a blue for her shirt, and then maybe with my color pencils, bring in some purple. At least this is what I'm thinking. Back here, these look like, clouds of some kind, like little puffs of clouds. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. So we'll wing it. I have this on a clipboard. I have another journal drawing book here to kind of lift it up a little bit. So my camera, I know there's a way to maybe bring it down, but as far as electronically, but I'm not really sure how to do that. So, but I have it on a like a stretchy cord neck. So I have it down, I think, as far as I can do that way. Um, but I know there are some key codes where I should be able to bring it down more. Wonder if I do it this way. I'm just trying to see on my phone what you guys are seeing. Thank you, Angela. All right, so the thing with the pastels is they will move if you touch them. You can erase them. So I have to be cautious about that. So I'm thinking I should start at the top and work down. I usually like to get right in and do the eyeballs, but I think it makes better sense to start at the top and work down. I don't know that I think I probably have some gray. And then I thought maybe some areas that I don't care so much about, I'll start with those first. So like the leaves, because I might eventually just decide to paint out the background. But I have some greens here. So I think this is leaves. Now there's, like I said, there's a lot of product here. And I think I want to preserve this one to get in here to do my red, these little pointy, so I'm going to put that one aside. And I have this one. I think I'll use this for the green. So I'm just going to tap into this and see if any of this comes back to me. I'm just base coating in my backgrounds. So I'm just smudging it around. Now you can use your paper towel. Now some folks use a battery operated eraser, which I have somewhere. Not sure where that is. I was just moving stuff around. I did see it, but then I put it in a really another great place. You know, you know how that goes. Now I'm a mover. I like to move my paper around. So there are gals that color online and they do very well not moving their paper, but I'm not so good at that. So what's everybody else up to? Is anybody going on vacation? Gosh, we haven't. Well, I went on vacation, I guess, what, 2021 with my son, but my husband and I haven't really been on a vacation in a while. And we're just, of course, we have the puppy now, so that's, a consideration as far as vacations go. But I think that's something we could work out. Maybe after well, I don't know. Because there's always something coming up, right? Now we're just trying to work through the stuff you have to do when someone's life ends, all that fun stuff. You think it's going to be easy? Carla's the same old, same old. You did a coloring page once and decided you would never do that again. You don't like to color, huh? Oh, well, yeah, I guess it's not for everybody. I have liked coloring since I was a young girl. It was one of the things I looked forward to the most at Christmas time. Oh, moving is going to be, oh, that's exciting. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about that earlier, that you were going to be moving. Now, I want to try to, too confining? Hmm. What kind of art form do you like the best, Candy? I'm trying to get some deeper color up under that little ridge. I shouldn't really fuss too much with this stuff. It's background stuff. Angie Brown, Angie Brown. Hi, Angie. All right, now I've got some green stuff over here, so let me flip her. Flipper, Flipper. Let's see if anybody else is going to date themselves. Who watched Flipper? We watched that regularly. Kind of using the edge of my little thing here. It's really small pieces there. This is, I think, some greenage. My younger sister just got back from a vacation, and my middle sister, they have a place in the Adirondacks, and so her kids were joining them for a week. So their kids are ready to come home because they have to go back to work. But I think my sister and her hubby might be staying for a few more days. Yes, it was Ange. Very loose and okay, I am a figurative artist and now mostly expressionist. I don't know that I know what that means, Candy. I'll have to look that up. Very loose and experimental tools. So like objects, you pick like an object or something and then you go for it and Candy's a real artist. Real artist. That sounds cool. All right, just dropping in a little bit of color here. Now my blues, the blues that I have are very blue. You draw and paint. Oh, from figure models. Wow, that sounds cool. Thanks, Ange. Oh yeah, these are my yellows. The cold mellow yellow. I did find my blues. I just see they all twist on top of each other. You can keep them in their pans and they all have a lid, but I have a hard time um I have a hard time getting the lids to screw back on correctly. I just had my, oh, maybe I put them back in the drawer. So I got finally threw away the pan part. Oh look, like there's a light green. Yeah, the only trouble with this is you don't know what colors you have unless you unwind them all. And that could come in handy. Oh, look at that. These are all my reds and browns. They take up, room if you have a little space in your desk. I have a cousin that was born on my 10th birthday. There it is. There they are. Oh, I can't believe how old she is. She probably can't either. I sent a picture to Jacqueline yesterday. It was a picture of my 10th birthday. I'm blowing out a candle. Oh yeah, that could be good for those clouds. Yeah, see, these are my blues. I think I want this darker blue, at least for her shirt anyway. Now, of course, these do create some dust, but from what I understand, not as much dust as other types of pastels. These are kind of like a creamier consistency. Now, I might have to put my other glasses on to really see where I need to get. Some of that looks like green in there too. All right, let's see. I'm going to take this one out. And just going to be working on flower arrangements. Okay, Ange, sounds good. So I'm just popping in another tip. I'm going to use that lighter side for the blue. If you have any questions, put it in caps for me. If you have any pan pastel questions, I don't know that I would know the answer, but somebody in chat might. Now, see, I said I wanted to start from the top and work down. So let me do her hat. I think I want her hat blue and then come in with some purple. She doesn't look like a witch, of course, to me, but she does look fallish and like there's maybe some spookiness going on around behind her, some dark clouds, that kind of thing. So I'm just rubbing this on. Trying to make it even and smooth, rubbing it out. See, then I can flip on the other side and put some of this darker gray in here. Flip black back over. Oh, you have your event tomorrow, Ange, right? The 12th. Today's the 11th. Now I'm trying not to touch into that green because that will move. Yeah. The day before is very exhausting. Let me blow that little bit of dust off. Coming down here on her brim. I don't know why when I think I do have a lavender, but I don't think I have a dark purple. I'm surprised that I don't have that, with purple being one of my favorite colors. Got to keep the sides of your sponge, going the right way. Going to flip her upside down. This almost looks like a mushroom under here. Can you guys see all those little lines? Like how those little finny kind of things are underneath of a mushroom? I know that's not what they call them. That's what Lori calls them. So I probably Gills, is that what they go? "Hey, Joyce, hi, good morning." Is that what they call them? Thanks, Candy. Gills. You think I would remember that? Um, I was just gonna tell you something or ask you something, and I forget. Okay. I think I'm gonna go in with this gray. And see, this has an opening here, so I don't know if that's supposed to be well, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I'm gonna go in here and treat these like a dark cloud. Now, I could have done this with the marker or just straight color pencil. Color pencil would take forever. Oh, okay, so that's what's happening. Okay, I was wondering, but I didn't want to be too nosy. So, guys, keep Candy in your thoughts and prayers. She's got to go see a specialist. My husband does too. He's got to go see a hematologist. I don't like the sounds of that. Some of his levels are elevated. And the primary said it could be because he's got Sjogren's disease, Sjogren's syndrome. And so I'm hoping it's just that. Oh, you do, Candy? So, Laurent had an episode a while ago. Gosh, I can't keep them all straight. Where he had a small blood clot in his lung, and they could not determine why. They couldn't figure out why. So he's been on blood thinners since then because they can't figure it out. Now he's had this blood in his urine, so he said his bladder looks okay. He's got some kidney stones, but they're not where they're like ready to come down or anything. So he's kind of a guinea pig. Yeah, yeah. Oops, I flipped over to the blue. So really, in just a little bit of time, you can get quite a bit of, coverage. I'm thinking, hmm, we're thinking maybe the gray under here. Sjogren's is autoimmune. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Gail is a good daughter. I've had a few people in my life share a few things with me lately about their moms. And I don't know. I don't understand. I know everybody's got their own life and their own struggles, but I don't know. My kids are still my kids. And her son's fiance just went through a little something that just really kind of knocked the wind out of her sails. But I think she's been dealing with it for, most of her life, where her mom kind of disappoints her. Promises. I must be a bad daughter, but I do everything for her. You all are all the time telling me to do the doctor, so I did this time to tell you all I must be a bad daughter, but I do everything for her. If I promise something, I try not to promise unless I know I can do something. Like sometimes my kids would say, like, how would they phrase it? Not so much Colleen, but Brian. Um, oh, I have a favor to ask. And I'll say, well, if I can do it, I'll do it. But then I make sure, unless something out of the ordinary would happen, that I would be there. Kellyanne, she's a kettle cove. I was going to ask you, Cal, if you were going to be at the beach. We're having a lovely sunny day here. Sunny day. Okay, so I don't want to do the blue down there yet because I'm trying to move it on down. So I'm going to use my flesh now. Put this aside. Where did I put that little? All right, so this is kind of maybe a little more pinky. You had a friend that used to say, I'm going to let you do me a favor. Funny, funny. Sunny, sunny, sunny. How nice. This is more of a flesh tone, maybe a little more pinky peachy than I like, but it's what I have, and it's what I'm going to use. Now, I could blend it. Yes, I could, but I'm going to use my color pencil, I think, for that. So let's just go in here. I'm going to try to get in between her. The thing with this type of coloring, with the pan pastel, it's so nice and even and smooth, like butter. Where markers and even your color pencil, it's really difficult to get a nice even coverage. See, it's pretty easy this way. At least it looks even to me. I don't have the best glasses on. Now I always like to have it a little darker under the hairline and stuff. So I'm going to go right over her lips. It's just, see, this is kind of flippy floppy because that point doesn't go. Okay, Gail. And I think I do have some white. I think I might want to put a little bit of white in there. I wonder if I can mix it right on the paper. Maybe I shouldn't have put that under there because I want to keep that dark. But I want that fleshy tone there, so I guess you could use a brush too if you wanted to, right? You'd have a lot more crumbs. I wonder if a brush might work better when I'm trying to do those tendrils of her hair. Ooh, that's an idea. Who here uses pan pastels? Anybody? Maybe I could get a little free advice. A little bit of free advice. Anybody? Anybody? I don't think a brush would work very well. You don't think so, Gail? Okay. Can you wet these? Like if I put a little bit, just asking. I never tried it. Never really thought about it before. My cousin is collecting sea oh, I love the sea glass right now, so I had a few minutes to come say hi. Cool. He must have a ton right now. Does he do anything with it, Cal, or is he just a collector? Oh, I so love looking for that. All right, now she, has a low-cut shirt on, so we gotta get all down in here. When he comes back, it will be Yahtzee time. Oh, Cal, you have such a nice time with your cuz. That's so great. My Charlotte loves Yahtzee. When Colleen and her family were here, we played Farkle, which is kind of like Yahtzee, but also like I forget what the other game was. It was just okay. The kids weren't too thrilled. Colleen and her hubby taught us a game called 10. I really like that. We taught Brian and Felicia that yesterday. So really like that. They liked it okay. But when you look online, it's called something different. Clear the Deck, I think my husband said it was called. I think I need a little bit more on her face. That looks like it should be flesh in there. Her shirt, I think that's all hair. This might be a little flesh there. We always had fun playing a form of multiple snap and catch it. Ooh, that sounds fun. I do like solitaire type games. When my mom first went into memory care, she was still able to play cards, and she knew how to play it before, but of course she didn't remember. So I was playing the heck do we call that? Like a double deck solitaire with her, just two people. We had fun with doing that. But during her illness, her favorite was Rummy. 500 Rummy. She really liked playing that. Okay. I think I would like to put a little white in around her eyes, maybe down her nose a little. Whoever has the most cards out in the middle wins. Really? You all put out your normal solitaire hand, but then you can play on anyone's pot. Oh, in the middle, starting on the ace. Okay. Does it get kind of frenzied? People are trying to rush to get their cards played. Okay, so now my white, there's black. My white pan had a bit of an accident, you see. Hands can get slapped. Bet you my grands would like that. All right, let's see. Let me use one of mine. Put a little bit of white here. I can do this with color pencil too, I think. Let's put a little bit of white here. In faces like this, when you're not looking at a portrait or anything, and you're just coloring for fun, and you're not really trying to make them look like anybody in particular, you can color it any way you want. And I think I'll do the oh, Gail, yeah. Yeah, we used to do a lot, the extended family and picnics and stuff like that. And it gets harder as their families grow and more people, and not having a big enough house to put everybody in comfortably, all that, and busy schedules, and it's just not, and times are different, right? I think some of it has to do with how people live, it's just not, it was always a priority, I guess. When I was growing up, we're going to grandma's and that's all there is to it. And everybody went. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad, I don't think. She doesn't look too bad. Now I want to do her hair red. And this is the only red I have. Yeah, that's also true. That's also very true, Gil. All right, so somewhere, I guess I put them all back in. Well, this will do for the bigger areas. Let's see. Now I'm thinking I want to use a combo of this bright orangey orange and my red. So I'm putting this in. Let's move these off a little bit. So I've got this really wild. I should tell you the colors. They're all written on the back. This one's called orange. How about that? They have numbers. And this one is called permanent red. There are different, I guess there's tones. Some are tones and some are hues. See, I don't know anything about all that. Sorry. This is just a simple process. All right, so I'm thinking I want, where's my bag of tricks? Let's get this one. See, this one I've used for those colors before. So I'm going to take that little guy off and put this little guy on. Just kind of give it a little wiggle wiggle. Yeah, my grands have changed so much really in just a couple of years. It's like all you had to do was say you want to play a game and they were boom, right by your side, wouldn't leave you. Now it's like, no. Sometimes they'll say, can we do a craft? Which is fine. Okay, so I'm going to put like where I think some highlighting should be. I'm going to use this orangey color. Christine G, hi. How are you? Nice to see you. You're doing some little bit of pan pastel. Now I'm just not hitting this real heavy because I'm trying to get it just where I want it and not get it on my flesh. I should keep this clipped, but it's kind of like around the bends, these little highlighted areas, maybe create some highlights. Probably could add some white in there too. Let's see what that looks like. How are you, Christine? Are you doing okay? I wonder if Connie's back. Connie was out visiting grands, I think. And she popped in last, what was it, Thursday? All right, let me get some more of this. Maybe right here. This is all just like a judgment call, whatever you. And if you don't know where maybe some highlights would go or where you would like them, just look up some color book pages on the internet. Ones that are finished, and you can get some ideas. I have one friend who would say, "Oh no, coloring wouldn't be for me because it would stress her out too much to know what to color something." But for some people, usually if I look at a picture for me, I look at it and I think, "Oh yeah, that's what I wanted." I don't have that kind of an issue. Christine's doing great back from being, oh, oh, oh my goodness. I guess it feels good to be back. Well, thanks for popping in. Gosh, I'm glad you're doing okay. All right, maybe there's, thank you for the watercolor print. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so let's see. This looks like this could be maybe a bright spot here. Put a little bright in there, maybe a little brightness here. All right, now I'm going to go in for the dark. Oh, I'm going to switch to that other little tool that's got this wider tip. That really is coming out red, which I'm not that crazy about. I think it looks, well, maybe it does look red. I thought it looked a little more orangey red. I think I'm wanting more of an orangey red. So let me put some of this on here. Let's try mixing. The thing is with mixing, you have to have enough to do the whole area. That's not quite enough. That color looks more like what I had in my head. You see the difference? A lot of times if I'm going to do red hair, I do a orange red kind of marker for the base, and then I can just come in with my Prisma pencils and highlight as I like. Yeah, I did just there, right on the page. I don't know, I just kind of remember Dee Dee doing it this way. Okay, Ange can chat for a bit. Just waiting for that glue to heat up. She's working on flower arrangements. How long of a day is it for you tomorrow, Ange? I'm guessing you start like maybe like around 10 or so, and then some of them sometimes they're over like at 2 or 3. Do you have a long day or does it end early? I gotta get close to that edge. I gotta go this way. Now, I don't want to touch anywhere because I don't want to smudge. I could put a little piece of tissue paper or something down, but that would be too practical. We start at 6. Oh, it's an oh, I gotcha. Okay, I'm thinking it was a daytime thing. So really, you have most of the day tomorrow too for your last minute stuff. That's kind of nice. See, I'm not getting as successful of a blend, I don't think, on the paper. is a lot of hair. I think I'm gonna put it on my bucket list. That's a very good point, Candy. I hadn't thought about that. It's a work day, so get those work people. You gotta make it in the evening. Um, just gonna say, oh, I think I want to put it on my bucket list to learn how to draw hair. Oh my gosh, I have such a hard time with hair. Like these are all just simple lines that are curved, but boy, when I go to do it on some of my drawings, it looks terrible. Just terrible. Oops, I'm not flipping my tool over. This all looks like hair here. That bit there looks like some kind of a piece of green leaf or something, twig or some kind of a plant growy thing. That's good English. A plant growy thing. Okay. Does anybody else have a project for fall that you got your heart set on doing? I'd like to get back to my I'd like to get back to and be able to join my color pencil academy and get back to working on that for me personally. I would like that. I think some of the crumbs are just my sponge deteriorating. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're good. Not yet, Gail says, although I'm going to keep working on my yo-yo coverlet throughout the fall. Oh, I'll bet you that looks beautiful, Gail. I do love the yo-yos. Look, I didn't realize I touched down. Let's get a baby wipe. Let's just see. I've got a little brush here. Let's just see how this works. Yeah, you don't have as much control, which I thought you would have more. Now this, I dampened it a little bit. I think this is all hair here. Hmm. That makes a lot more crumbs. I have to erase in there. Whew, no control. Isn't that funny? I have more control with this fat thing, this fat tip. Yes, that's the plan. It would help too, but with me trying to see this screen, I've gotta make an appointment with my eye doctor. It's time to go see her again, and, mm, the plan I had just it worked okay, but I don't think it's a long-term solution because my problem is without I really can't wear like the bifocal type and progressive type glasses. They just don't I don't feel well. So for looking at the computer screen and reading chat and looking at something like this to be able to do my work, I need different glasses. So I've been using a combo of wearing contact lenses and then glasses. And for the most part, that works pretty well. But it is a little fiddly when I stream. There's my little pokey one. Mhm. So I get a phone call the other day. There for a while, I wasn't ans I mean, there for a while, we were answering our cell phones all the time because we didn't know if it was something for my mom, because a lot of those calls that would come through, it wouldn't say who it was, like a healthcare provider, and sometimes they were from different locations that, just seemed bizarre to us. So since she's passed, we kind of not taking some of the phone calls or answering the phone, right? So I get a call the other morning. It was about 7, I guess. I just woke up from Utah thinking, Utah? I don't know anybody in Utah that would be calling me, especially at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, well, I better see who it is. So I answer and it's like a life alert person. I know, right? That's why you have caller ID. It's really annoying that you can't tell who the heck's calling. So she's saying something, and I don't hear that great, especially on the cell phone. And I'm sorry to say, but and if you have an accent, forget about it. I mean, I just can't I just can't. She's saying, "I'm calling about Betty Quose, which is my neighbor, my 95-year-old neighbor." I said, "Oh," she said, "she's fallen and she can't get up. Can you help her?" I said, "No, I can't help her." I'm thinking that's what Life Alert's for, right? It's not Life Alert, it's a different company, but it's like that. And then she just hung up on me. And my husband was out the door. He was going to an early morning Bible study. I have spinal stenosis. There's no way I can pick up a woman off the floor. That's dead weight. So I called 911 because I didn't know what that other chick, if she was gonna call or what the so I called 911, I talked to those folks, they had already gotten the call, they were somebody was gonna be there in a few minutes. So I thought, "Well, I better go down and see, what's happened." Well, they called me and they called her son. Her son's in Delaware, we're in Jersey. But I'm thinking, why are they busy? Why are they calling neighbors when they should just be calling 911? I mean, it just seemed bizarre to me. But what happened was she's got a lift chair and she wanted a new lift chair. She had to have a new lift chair. Her other one's getting lumpy. Okay. She lives in her chair. She's really chair bound. So of course she can't go shop for a chair, so she just buys one online from Boscov's. Yeah, she gave them my number. I think she was thinking contact, but not that kinda contact person, you know what I mean? Like, her son's in Delaware, he can't help her either. Anywho, she had it in her mind she wanted, like, a leather type material, not really leather, she can't afford leather, but something that if you have spills or accidents, it's easier to clean up, which I get that. So she's got this faux leather chair now that's got this lift mechanism in it because she just needs a little bit of a boost to be able to stand up, and then her girls that come in to help her, can help and get her to the bathroom. Well, when she went to use that, she dropped her controller for the chair. So she's trying to get the controller for the chair. Her weight shifted, and they've got these blankets underneath her little tush there, on the chair. So that just acted like a big slide, like a big water slide. She said, "I went down so light, so so easy." She said, "Next thing I know, I'm on my bottom." Oh gosh. She needs to be in assisted living, but she doesn't wanna go. So she's not even sore, which is great, but she said, "I went down so gentle." It's just like I said, "Yeah, like you were on a slide." She's like, "Yeah." Oh, good grief. But when her girls like one girl that comes to help her in the morning, she had car trouble. She couldn't get her car started. Well, Betty can't get out of her chair. So Ron goes down and gets her coffee and that kind of stuff. She's not hungry. So I was able, with my schedule, I was able to call her later in the afternoon. I guess this was on the 9th, maybe. And I called her and I said, "How you doing?" And she said, "Oh, not that great." I said, "Well, what's the matter?" She said, "Well, my girl's car wouldn't start." She said, "So nobody, I don't have anybody here to help me today. Ron made me my coffee and my cereal." She said, I'm kind of hungry. I'm just munching on crackers." And we've told her before, if something happens, let us know. So we had some leftovers, so I heated her up some lunch and then made her a sandwich for later, like a peanut butter and jelly, nothing great. So if her girl didn't show again, at least she wouldn't be hungry. Now she just can't move. She's got her full brain capacity. She's with it. She's having more trouble with her hearing. Her hearing really has been very good. It just really started to deteriorate. She probably just needs to go to an ear doctor, but, you can't get her anywhere because she's, like, dead weight to move. She doesn't wanna go in a trance. It's just a mess, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, Ange, but she does not wanna hear about, going into assisted living. But you just have to depend so much. This is why I wanna move back to Pennsylvania. You have to depend so much on other people when you start getting, really old. I mean, she's 95. She's doing great for 95, but she really shouldn't be there by herself. But I was just taken aback that, the Life Alert company called me. I guess they were figuring if a neighbor could go down and help her, she'd get help. Her family, she's got one son left, and he's in Delaware. We're in New Jersey. She don't wanna go to Delaware either. And to be quite frank, he wasn't very much help to her when he lived in Jersey. Okay, Gail. When she was in the hospital and then had to go to that Care One facility, they were so horrible and so nasty to her. That's what she's got in her mind, so she thinks everybody is like that, and I'm sure a lot of them are, but they're not all like that. So she needs her son to take her around so she could visit, and see if she could find one that would work for her. But, if anything really serious happens, it's gonna be my dear husband probably that finds her. She's back. She's back. I don't know, what do you think? That's looking not too bad, right? I still got some hair down at the bottom. I now have to erase right around there. I'm trying to see if there are other areas I need to erase. So my neighbor will say to me, "I'll call you if I know anything new." Like, "It can wait till tomorrow." 'Cause I call her every day. But I think for her, she doesn't have anybody else there, It's her only contact, with other humans, which, that can get old day after day. So we really don't talk about anything. I think that's just the tie of her shirt. This here might be hair right in here. It's a little odd, but all right, now I wanted to do blue. Um, yeah, I'm sure. And Betty used to have a cat, which helped her a lot mentally, and feeling like she wasn't in an empty house by herself. But see, she can't have that anymore because first of all, she can't take care of it. Her girls would help her take care of it. But she also is one of these types of people who you can't leave the litter box alone. She's got to get after it, and then she would fall. And then with walking, then she was always, we were afraid she was tripping over the cat, and it really wasn't good for the cat. The cat had no life really. Um, but when she had that bout with COVID and her son came in, I mean, he pitched a fit and told the neighbors, "I want that cat gone." Okay. So her cat's gone. Her second cat is gone. She can't take care of a dog. She's there by herself. It's just the TV. TV is her buddy, really. All right, now I'm going to do this. Yeah, yeah. And she's not living in the area where well, her friends are 2 or 3 hours away in the town she used to live in. She moved here to be closer to her one living son, and then he moved away. I mean, not right away, but it's just a mess, really. It's a mess. All right, I'm looking for a better tool, a better sponge for my blue. Where did I put my bag of? There we are. And he said she was welcome to go with. He still drives your. Oh my gosh, that's amazing, Gail. Um, her son said she could go with them, but it was like, she wasn't really welcome. They were having a house built. They didn't really take any of her needs into consideration, all that jazz. So she didn't really feel like she was welcome to go there. All right, so let's get some of this darker blue. This is what I put in the hat on the hat. Try to put that in there. Get around that little hair. Try not to touch anything that I've already put the pastel on. Some of this is probably leaves or something here, but I think I can worry about that later. I want to get a clean piece of paper towel. Wow, that's really incredible, Gail. Yeah, I would go, with Betty when she was still driving and think, "Oh, Lord, am I gonna survive?" I mean, she really wasn't seeing that well, and, at one point I said to her, "Do you really think it's wise that you keep, driving?" "Well, maybe not." So then she was paying, um, for car insurance, and the car was just sitting in the garage, so we finally talked her into getting rid of it. That's a lot, and for my mom, she was starting to have episodes where she didn't really remember where she was or how to get home. So that's not good. So we had to put the kibosh on her. I got some hair there I didn't cover. What did Ange say? Well, that's one thing about this day and age, and you got Uber and stuff like that, where it's a little easier to get around, I think, than it was years ago. I have friends whose son is in his 30s now. Well, I guess he's 40, in his early 40s now. He can't drive. So you're not alone. There's a lot of folks like that. But you have a brother, right, Ange? These are all good reasons why to be closer to your family. Before we know it, Gail, our grands will be driving. Oh my gosh, we'll be really old then. All right, I'm just gonna bring that, look like her shirt coming over this way. Put some of that blue, kind of finish it off. And I'm gonna put on my other glasses and give it a good look over. I think this should be blue in here. Oh, and this should be blue. These are like little tie strings for her shirt. I got to put my other glasses on, girls. Hold on. These are more of a distance glass. Let me put woo. These are my real seeing glasses. Let's see if I can sneak some of this blue on these little tiny straps. They might have really smaller applicators too available, but like I said, I don't use them that often. I'm glad I have them, so if I want to mess with it, I can. That's a necklace. I think I don't want that blue. I think this should be blue. Excuse me, I think it just had a little belchy. Yeah, that hairpiece doesn't really look like a hairpiece. All right, let's see. I thought I had two of the pointed tipped applicator thingies, but I don't. I have two of the rounder ones. Don't worry. Yeah, it'll work out. God will take care of you. That I am assured of. I guess I closed up my little yellow. I got a little bit of a mess around her face there. Let's see. You got nephews growing up too, right, Ange? They'll be around. Okay, so I've got this right on her face. Hmm. Go over that. Little bangs there. Okay, this is not going to hang in the gallery, Lori, so maybe you would just move on. Okay, so not too bad, not too bad. So now I've got a little eraser. There you go. All right, so I might have to touch up a little bit of the flesh. Let's see. So you got a little bit of orange peeking out here. That does pick up pretty nicely. Boy, a kneaded eraser probably would work really well too. Okay. Now, where else did I see? All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break because I'm going to go spray this with the fixative, give it a chance to, it'll dry really quick. And then I'm going to run to the potty. My morning juices is working on me. Need to have a little tickle. All right, let's see. Now I don't see like real, well, I guess I could put that. Put this one back on here. Okay, Gail, take care. Enjoy your day. A little bit of that flesh back under there. All right, so if you give me about 5 minutes, I know I'll see other stuff, but I think the color pencil really will cover most of whatever. That flesh looks a lot darker where I just put that. Oh, thanks, Gail. Then for me, the fun part begins. Ooh. Okay, so let me just wind these up a little bit. Pull this stuff out of the way. Now I'm just using a workable fixative. It just is a spray that we pick up at Walmart. It does get stinky, but it'll be okay. I'm just going to, spritz it a little. And then I'm going to go take a little potty break. Let's see. Now, I'm mostly going to use my Prismacolor pencils because that's what I am more comfortable with. And I know the colors better. And I just have them all right here in my one little pencil case. It's not a little pencil case, it's a large pencil case. I don't know why sometimes I have a hard time screwing stuff on correctly. I always get it off kilter a little bit. And I have a drawer that they all go in. So let's just take a little moment here. See, I'm dawdling. Let's get this dust all wiped up. All right. Right, kids, I'll be back in just maybe 5, 6 minutes, somewhere like that. Not too terribly long. I'll make sure I got my door shut so my puppy doesn't get outside. So stiff. I didn't do the Okay, now I have 2 cans of that fixative spray. Oh, I should show it to you, just in case you're interested. We get it at Walmart. I'm sure you can get it at other places. Probably have to show your driver's license or your ID. Trilon workable fixative. So that's what I spritzed on it. Of course, it didn't spray like I normally would think it would. It was a little more, not as a fine spray as I would have liked. So let's see. Let's see how it did. And I forgot to do her eyes. I was going to put that green in her eyes. Well, still some of it's coming off. Maybe I didn't hit it well. The green's okay. And some of the blue too. Let's see. All right, let me catch up. That's still moving. I wonder if I should hit it again. This one's capped. Protects pencil, pastel, and chalk drawings. It says it right on the can. Now, see, my problem is I use the other one, which is older. But see, I don't know if I can get this lid off. You have to squeeze it, and my squeezer's not that good. Well, we're going to move along. And what I'm going to do is take a piece of paper towel and I'll just lay it down. So hopefully I don't get too much smearage. And then when Hubs comes home, I can go out and spray it again. But for right now, let me just do that. All right, now I am very low on flesh colored pencils because I use them so much. Because I'm always coloring faces. So I want something a little darker than my flesh tone because I want to come in and start doing a little bit of shading. So let's see. Gotta put the readers on so I can read my colors. So Nectar is one that I usually use. And then I usually use, no, I don't want that. I don't think maroon. Although it could be, maroon could be nice. Chestnut. Usually I use light peach, nectar, and then chestnut for my flesh tones. And I think I'll use that green. Now I had 2 electric pencil sharpeners. One died, so I took the one that I had here and took it out by my comfy chair because that's where I do most of my coloring. So I just have little handheld sharpeners that I'm going to use today. Should I need to sharpen? I do like using a sharper pencil. So I've got a couple different ones here. Who's under the coffee table? All right, so I'm going to come in with my Nectar first. And then right in most color pages, let's see, maybe I'll lose this clipboard for now. I think in most color pages, most of us would color. We've got an indication of where highlighting and all that stuff goes, you know, your darker colors with the way that the artist draws. So right here, I've got a little bit of darker, a little indication that that's a little deeper. Oh, it sounds like maybe hubby's home. So I'm just using a little pressure up close to like where the hair is. Hoping you can see me. You see me? Can you hear me? And then a little lighter stroke as I come down on this area of her face. All in between these little hairs. I want it a little darker. It should be very subtle. Unless you don't like it that way, then you color it the way you like it. But I see a little dark area here and then around her eye. I'm just adding a little color. Here on their nose, they usually, add a little shading here. Like around these little creases. And then I like to go up in here where the hair, is hitting the face. Just close to the hair. This should be, I think, a little lighter for the most part. I'll get underneath there. This, I could have erased there, I think. This, I'll probably color that whole spot in. It's like a whole routine here with me with my glasses. All right, I'm going to deepen this eye right under her eyebrow. I didn't do her eyebrows. Right here. I've seen online where you can get these eyeglasses where you just turn a dial and then you can make them any strength that you want. I don't know, I might look into those. Because then I would just have to take them off and change the dial. Yesterday, Angie said they saw a baby raccoon with their mother, and they were climbing a tree. I don't see any raccoons where I am. I did see a little chipmunk. Saw his little tail going by the door. You do as little or as much of this as you like. Does anybody else in chat like to color, or am I the only one boring you with my? And if you do like to color, what do you like to color? Like, I'm not too thrilled with like the mandala kind of things. Like, I think Dee Dee's pretty good. She colors a lot of different stuff. She'll color almost anything. See, I'm not like that either. I don't like to color a lot of different stuff. I'm going to get underneath her lip here, top of her chin. All right, now I'm going to switch to, if I can find where I set it, there it is, my chestnut. And says she likes the color. Oh, you color the die cuts that you cut out? That's interesting, Ange. Now, of course, this is much deeper, so I just want to keep a light stroke. I'm going to do our little nose holes there. And I'm going to keep the darker color more towards the inside edge. So it's dark back in the corner, and as it comes out, it's lighter. Does that make sense? Or like here, underneath. Eye crease, dark. Because we want that to, recess. And somewhere here I have a light peach. Oh, that looks like it needs to be. This is a pencil holder when your color pencils get kind of small. And you can't hold on to them. It makes them more like a regular length pencil. So this is just unscrews, it loosens it up, and then you can just put it in and tighten that. Whoops. Now this is the light flash, so I'm coming just on top of what I just put down, the nectar and the chestnut, and kind of blending that out. We all have that little bit of flesh right in the corner of our eye, so we're going to make that nectar color. That's the thing with colored pencils, you pay money to buy them, to use them, but they don't last forever because you have to sharpen them. Then I pulled out my white, have my white here. Just be careful, like when you're using white, you go from color to color. I don't know if you can see, this has got some red or something on the end from what I was coloring the other day, I guess. You just want to sharpen that off. Because if you come to another project and you put white, you're going to get that red or whatever color was left on there onto your piece. It does feel a little different with having that pastel on the paper and then that spray. I gotta tell you, it does feel different. And a lot of people will use a white to blend. Like I just blended these colors together here in these little areas. They use that as a blending tool, the white. And I did put some white pastel here. Her teeth white. Our swimming pools here yesterday, well, the one, we didn't go to both of them, we just went to the one, was so warm, the water almost felt hot. They were putting some cold water in it when we got there, but it wasn't enough. I mean, it it felt like bath water. It was not refreshing at all. So we didn't stay long. So this just takes time. But, I know it's not for everybody, but I could sit for hours and do this. And then you see just little changes. It starts to look really cool. Now for the red and the orange hair, I like to deepen a lot of times the red and orange with my dark purple. Okay, Ange. So I'm going to pick out some colors and we'll work a little bit of that hair. And I'll finish this off camera, really. I don't go as fast as other gals can go. So let's see here. I like the crimson lacquer. I like, that's the raspberry, not a fan of the raspberry. Here's my dark purple. I like that. I want to get some kind of an orange for my highlighted areas. Oh, I want to do her eyes too. This is an orange. And then I've got, this is a yellow orange. That might be nice. And then this one, crimson red is always good. That's more the lacquer. Yeah, crimson red. I might need a little bit of the poppy. I like poppy as well. Once you use a product all the time, you get to know how it works for you and the colors and how they work. It really helps when you're doing a project. All right, so I want to keep the dark areas dark. So that's where I'll use my dark purple. And you might decide, like if you're doing this kind of coloring, you might decide, black would work better for you. Then use it, or you might like a sepia brown or something like that might give you the look you're going for. And I'm just trying to do little strokes so it continues to look like hair. Oh my gosh, Ange, that's a shock to the system. That's what the ball players do after they play those hot games. I think Ange has her hands full. I really do like this poppy. Let's get a little bit of that in there. Now, because we have the pan pastel, I don't have to be concerned about every stroke and it being covered totally because I've got that base underneath. But yet it doesn't look, white. I don't have that white, all that white to cover. And then wherever anything intersects or overlaps that line, I like to get a little darker color in there. It just makes it pop. Pop, pop, pop. There was a younger gal by the name of Sammy when I first discovered YouTube and really coloring like this. She could really color. I mean, I don't know if she does it anymore. She got married and I think had a baby or two. I don't know if any of you will remember who I'm talking about. But she had a whole series on coloring hair and doing the little brush strokes, not brush strokes, pencil strokes to make, it look like real hair. Boy, she just really did a great job. I would think you could still watch that. But I don't remember the name of her channel. I know she was Sammy. I should ask Dee Dee. Dee Dee would know who she is. She used to come into Dee Dee's all the time. You had your good shoes on. They'll dry. Let's get more around her face. Maybe it was her nephews that did it. Some white here. Another color that I really like in this family is vermilion. Should have looked for my vermilion. She'll pay them. She'll get them. She'll get them. The little buggers. Okay, so one of my favorite colors is lime peel. Now that's what I'm going to do her eyes. Let me give that a little sharpen here. So I like to put down my base color for my eyes first. And then I like to come in with a darker color of that tone, whatever that tone is, like green. I'm not too thrilled about the dark green in Prismacolors because it's real, it's blue. It's like a blue green. And I'm not real crazy about it. So, but I'm going to pull it out anyway. And then there's this little guy. This might be? That might be kelp. There's kelp and there's marine. Sometimes I'll just use a dark gray. I have an avocado, I think. Is this one? Is this one avocado? No, green ochre. Oh, that might work too. Okay. But this is the dark green. And it's a real blue green, which the lime peel isn't. It's a yellow green. So I'm going to put that darker color up, towards her eyelid. I love red hair and green eyes. I don't know why. Put a little bit in there. I'm not covering up those highlights. Now I've got this, oh, I love these grays. This is a warm gray, Chris showed 90%. Doing that kind of like her eyelid, where the hairs will be coming out. Same down here. Just going to get some color in there. And this is a kind of a medium green like that. I think it's kelp, maybe, because this says algae. And then I usually try to put a little bit of a lighter spot on the right hand side. Now I'm just following along really to what the coloring page has. I'm getting a little smudging. I don't know why my fixative didn't work. I don't think it's that old. And I think Dee Dee also recommends you put some of the eye color, like on the top part of the pupil of the eye, the white of the eye, which kind of looks cool. I'm going to do a little bit of that. I love doing the eyes. And this little pink part of our eye here, you know, where our lashes come out of. Let's do that. The nectar. I'm really liking this dark gray. Now I didn't pull out any black. I'm going to need some black for my, what I should use is, I don't know if I have any here, like a Sharpie pen. I was just tossing stuff in a jar. Oh, no, not a thick pen. A thick pen probably would work too. Well, here's the, some of my Sharpie pens are starting to, you know, they don't last forever. They last a really long time, but they don't last forever. Okay, Gail. I mean, Candy. Let me get this done first here. Oh, I don't even know if this is, there we go. This is my Posca, my black Posca. I'm going to want my Sharpie pen to do the eyelashes. All right, let me get my deep purple. Candy's saying right down in here. Should be a little dark. Good call. Where that sinks down. Then I usually like to use a color called salmon. The cheeks, at least to start the cheeks. And then sometimes I'll add a little bit, a little deeper color. So that's that one. And I always have a hard time finding my black and my white. I could find mine. I really don't trust anything else to do my eyelashes with. A regular pen. Well, this is a Pitt pen. This should be okay. And then I've got some white here too for the highlight. All right, so let me see if I can get this sharpened up a little. How are we on time? What time is it? Oh, it's 12:13. I should probably think about getting out of letting you go. Da, da, da. Okay, so I like to start up here, the side of her eye, like that high part of the cheek. This is very subtle, so, and of course you do it the way you like it. If you want them to have real cherry red cheeks, and that's how you have to color it, but I don't necessarily make them real red. I try to blend it out best I can. A little bit of a highlight in there, a little bit under the brow. I wonder if this works. Trying to keep the highlights where they had it. You got to make sure you let that dry. Okay. Come back over to this side. And then sometimes, even though I start, oh, you're making good progress, Ange. Even though I start with this salmon, this really nice light orangey color, sometimes I'll add a pink on top, which is a nice combo for cheeks. And you can continue to fuss as much as you want. Let me see what this looks like. It looks like this is running out of ink too. Yeah, I've got to go find a Sharpie. This one's running out of ink. You can see a little. You can see a little. There's Laura. Hi, Laura. Now I'm going to want to come up in here and deepen along this edge, you know, where her hat comes in. I mean, there's so much left to do here. How are you today, Laura? Laura's probably just getting back from church. So I'll have fun working on her the rest of the afternoon, really. But you can, I'm hoping you can see what I'm saying as far as, you know, coming back in and deepening some of these areas. And then I said I wanted to do some purple in the hat. I wanted to show you what that'll look like. I'm not sure what color I want to do her lips. I guess red, huh? So let's start orange first. You put down a little light coat of orange. And I think I want her top lip darker than her bottom. I'm going to leave that little white spot there. She's got the cutest little face. So that was orange. Now I'm going to come in with puppy. Puppies. Real light strokes. A little heavier on top. This is looking a little blotchy. I don't know if you can see that. It might have been how my affixative hit the paper. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do this is Lacquer Crimson, or Crimson Lake. Let's get a little more of a point on this one. Read what I have made. Okay, and so this is what I have made. A jewelry box, cans, baby quilts. Oh my gosh, Ange. Recipe journals. Nice. Photo journals, envelope journals, cards, Christmas cards. Oh my goodness, Ange. Bookmarkers to give away, and my flower arrangements. Oh my goodness. You got hair ties and bracelets also? That's terrific, Ange. Oh, I hope you do well. We'll be anxious to hear. I'm trying not to twirl her around here. Got her little lip a little wonky. And then my deep purple, dark purple, it's called, not deep purple. And then I'm going to go over it with a white pencil and blend it. So hopefully she doesn't look like she has chunky mouth. See how that goes. Oh, not too bad. Now, I don't want to go over her teeth because I've got all those red colors. See on the white pencil. I don't know if you can see. Can you see a little bit there? So a little cutie face. I like that dark purple in the corner of her eye. Candy, that was a great idea. I don't think I've ever do that. Okay, let's see if I can put a little white pasta there, make her teeth look so they're not gray. And let's see, I really probably should get going. So I've got a lot left to do on her hair. I still have to do her eyelashes and stuff, but I got to find my right marker. But I want to see how how some purple might look on that hat just real quick. And I don't have a lot of different purples either. I don't know that, I think I have all the Prismacolors, but I'm not sure that they have a whole lot. So here's a violet blue, and they've got the Parma violet. And what is this one? I think this is Parma. Yeah, that's the same. And another violet blue. There's a violet too. I have a violet. It should all be together, but of course. Oh, wait a minute. This is oh yeah, dioxazine purple. That might be helpful. That might be helpful. Where's my violet? Oh, violet. I don't see one. Might be in my pencil pouch. Oh, I don't know where I put that. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see how we make out without. What do I have here? Oh my gosh, I have that sitting there. That's not good. Okay. So I want to get the darkest, which is that I'm sure I'm not saying it right. Let's cover her up. And I'm going to come in here where the little creases are. I just want to see if the purple's going to work on the blue. Oh yeah, I think it will. I think it will. Yeah, just great nephews are being ornery. Just making pencil strokes. And this is the darkest purple I have in pencil. I like seeing the faces kind of come to life. I love doing the eyes. I don't know why. Go get the water hose. Oh my gosh. I was watching a reel where they have things set up like water balloons over doorways and stuff, and then they hit it with, I guess, like a little, not a BB gun, but some kind of an air gun or something where it pops the balloon. The person comes through the doorway and the balloon and all the water breaks on top of them. See, then you got to clean up all that mess. That's the other side of that coin. Yeah, the violet blue might work too, as far as the tones that I have going on here. Let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, babe, that looks good. That's almost the perfect match to work with that blue, the blue pastel that I put on. See, and then once you get that going, you can use your white pencil to blend. So I've said before to other people that I know, coloring is not for the faint of heart. You have to hang in there. It takes a while. It's not a quick man's. Okay, Ange, maybe you need to put on your rain gear. But my daughter's sister-in-law, she had said to me one time, you know, Lori, a lot of people use the white to blend. And I'm like, really? So I think her hat will look pretty. It looks really kind of blue on the screen, but it is kind of, yeah, get Ange in a poncho or something. Yeah. So I think that's going to be it for me today. I'll continue to work on this afternoon. I'll move everything out to my comfy chair. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know this isn't everybody's favorite topic, coloring, but I do like to color. And that's what I felt like doing today. So thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we got a new week coming up. Some changes going on for me. So I'm going to get after that. I'll catch up with you all on Thursday, Lord willing. And if I don't see you until then, have a great week. Don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. Until I see you next time, bye bye.